Here's an old term. Action turns knowledge into wisdom. And the fires of creation is that process of action turning knowledge into wisdom. We all know, but until we do, it's not the experience and the understanding of the experience that it takes to understand it. An experiential situation is really what it is.
It's not about what you do and all of the things you create or don't create. It is truly about lifetime to lifetime endurance and gaining joy and happiness out of it. It's not about success. It is just about joy, happiness, and love.
Have you been finding yourself stuck in a rut, unable to launch your new projects, not getting the experiences you're looking out of your spiritual experiences? You're trying to start a business and running into troubles? I have special coaching sessions for you. Spiritual readings, Akashic Records, healings, all those are available to you. I invite you to come and look at the different journeys that I've done in the live shows that I've done. I'm inviting you all to come on the journey. Expand your life, expand your willpower, learn more about sovereignty. We also have the Living the Mystic Life monthly membership. It's a new relaunch of the system where you get all of our live webinars and get access to our Discord server for our live shows. Go to the website, andrewbartzis.com, for more information. Come and join our community, inviting you all to come on this journey as we expand to the universe of the Great Awakening. Welcome, everybody, to another adventure into reality. I'm your host, Andrew Bartzis, the Galactic Historian. Today is a live call-in show. So wherever you are, if you are on the interweb nets listening to us, there is a link in the description where you can come and join the Zoom room and be a part of the call-in show today. The first hour is call-in show, and the second hour we will be going to our members show. So if you want to become a member, go to andrewbartzis.com and sign up for the members show, and you will get a link to join the members show. With that said, some shit is going on in the world today. With that said, we've got some callers. Let's see, our first caller, Zoom user. You don't got a name, signal to unmute. Zoom user, are you there? You may not know your name is Zoom user. Going once. Hello, what's your name?
Hey. Can you hear me?
What's your name?
Hello, my name is Eric.
Hey, Eric, how you doing today?
I'm okay, I'm good.
What do you want to talk about?
I mean, I wasn't really expecting I was just eavesdropping in.
Well,
I don't know how deep I want to go.
Well, tell me what's going on with you.
I'm working on converting a Sprinter van into a camper conversion. So I'm like halfway through that. Recovering from a leg and back injury, and just trying to not be depressed all the time. I don't know how.
What did you do to your back? What did you do to your back?
I just overworked my body and not listened to it.
What are you doing to get it better?
Trying not to do that.
Are you having spasms?
Maybe if I work out too much, yeah, I start to get spasms.
So you've got something going on in your thoracic and your lumbar muscles. It would probably be a really good idea for you to go and see somebody that can do some deep tissue massage so you can stop spasming.
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of Sprinter van is it? What's the year on it?
It's a 22, uh, 15,000 miles. It's not a diesel. I wish it would have been, but oh well, I got a gas one.
Yeah, but there's still modifications you can do on it to make it really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I put solar. I got a like one of those um lithium battery things where you charge it when it's running.
Yep.
Um,
I'm
I'm
referring
working
to
on a thing.
I'm referring to the engine. You can put a dual core electric fan in it and an increased transmission cooler. The dual electric fan costs you about $120, and you just need a control unit that comes with it. And then the intercooler for your transmission. So if you're ever going up steep grades and stuff, your transmission will stay cool. That's about $70, and a cold air intake and a variety of other things that
That's
really
pretty.
make the engine a lot more effective.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I never. I've been thinking of like that. I never. I didn't know that. That
Yeah,
might be something I'll look into.
I've done a lot of research on converting the Sprinter vans, everything, and all the different things that really make them super effective. Also, there's another thing you can on the top of your vehicle, you can put a rotating spotlight on. They cost about $100 on Amazon, and you have a little remote control that attaches to your phone or onto your dashboard, and the spotlight goes 360 degrees up and down. If you mount it right on the top, it will be like 450,000 lumens of super bright light. So if you're ever in the off-road area, you have a super strong spotlight on the top of your roof.
That's cool. What is that called?
It's a spotlight, like
Okay,
literally.
okay.
A lot of times
Okay.
they're on boats, but just a high intensity spotlight, and you'll find it on there. And something else to consider is replacing the existing headlights with the bigger headlights and the fog lights. They were so much better when you get the LED, the blue LEDs.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
The shop where I'm at, there's a mechanic on the corner that does. That's like kind of he's guiding me a lot. So he
good, good.
he's suggested a few things like cameras and those LED lights and stuff.
Yeah, and you could just again replace the existing headlights with the aftermarket LEDs and the fog lights. Big, huge difference. Okay, and then a lot of times what I like to do is I like replace the factory mirrors. They have replacement mirrors that are heated, so if you're ever out in winter and your mirrors freeze up, they'll melt themselves.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
those are about
I don't.
$120, but it's worthwhile if you're ever out in winter.
Okay, yeah, I don't live in the snow, so I was thinking about just keeping this like a beach cruiser, just never leave California. I don't know. I haven't really thought that far yet.
Then the other thing is you just get better mirrors, makes a huge difference. The better mirrors, you have the double spot so you can see if something's close to your rear tires.
Oh,
It gives
okay, okay, yeah, I have those.
yeah,
It has those. Yeah.
yeah, and then obviously get the high quality double bladed windshield wipers.
Oh, I didn't even know about those.
Yeah, they're about $20. They're absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, I did a lot of research in it.
Did you ever get yours or no?
No, I was gonna get an RV and I put money down on it, and that was right before fucking COVID.
Yeah.
And everything got delayed, and I had to fight to get my money back because they're telling me it was going to take a year to get delivered. And then once I got it back, I'm like, oh, I'm going to put it into this. COVID ended, and then I got super busy with work, and I'm like, I wouldn't even have time to go anywhere. But I did all the research.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's all right. Everything happens for a reason, I guess.
yeah. What kind of job do you do?
Cleaning houses.
Okay, that's not good. It's a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's just physical, and my physical is not 100% right now.
Well, you just got to start giving back to yourself.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've been doing.
How
Yeah.
long? How long you been listening to me for?
A long time, like probably like 2018, around
Well,
there.
yeah, long time. What have
Yeah,
you
yeah.
What have you learned from listening to the shows?
A lot, but I feel like I've learned a lot, but hard to change, I think.
Mhm.
I'm uh like I don't know, I keep making like not good decisions, I guess, and it just keeps setting me back. Like it's I don't know, like I take like 5 steps forward and 4 steps back. Like I don't know.
What have been the tough decisions for you?
I think just making like the right choice for my body,
Uh huh.
like being able to say no, I think,
Uh huh.
to things. Um, yeah, I think. And then just, I guess, just being a martyr for other people. Like, I've heard you say that over and over to other people, and I feel like that's kind of what my issue was. I
Well,
don't know.
yeah, I understand that it's such a big challenge for a lot of people now.
Yeah, yeah. Especially like I don't know. I don't want to like blame everything on my parents or like growing up, but I feel like I just had to like I don't know. I think I heard one of your calls where the one of the lady had a son, and you pretty much told her that he was uh like it was his path to go through what he went through, and then eventually he's gonna like wake up. And I feel like that's kind of like I had to go through all that, and then I was just starting to like I guess wake up, I guess you could say, and just trying to change.
Yeah. Well, the toughest part about waking up is taking on the responsibility you gave up when you were asleep. And what is that
Yeah.
responsibility? Only with what you can do versus what you think you can do. And you've got to know what is actually within my power to do each and every day. Okay? And each and every day is a choice to take on that responsibility to enforce the changes in you instead of falling back into that passive mode where you just let life lead you instead of you leading life.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I just I made it like just I made it real hard on myself. I don't know. I feel like I could have not been so dumb, but
Uh-huh.
uh,
Well, at this
I
point, you
mean,
got to forgive yourself of the past because you can't hold on to the shame, blame, or guilt. Okay, because it'll take you nowhere. It'll be part of what those 5 steps forward, 4 steps back. Okay, you're blaming yourself and you're ashamed of what you did in the past. So let that go through forgiveness and say now is an opportunity for me to make up and actually make the right choices for myself so I can take 1 step forward and no steps back, 2 steps forward, no steps back until finally I'm on my path and I can see the changes I've made in myself.
okay. All right. Can
So forgive
I?
yourself.
What was that?
So I said forgive yourself of the past.
Okay. What does that process kind of look like? Do I have to do it every night?
Well, it's a
Try it
challenge.
out once?
It's a challenge and a choice. Doing it once is not really going to do a lot for you. It's one of those things that you got to try, let's say 2 or 3 days a week.
Hmm.
And it starts with, sometime during the day, you take about 10 minutes aside and go, I forgive myself of being stupid. I forgive myself of being angry. I forgive myself of martyring for others and then name the people you've martyred for. I forgive myself for, this person, that person. I forgive myself. Everything you can think you forgive yourself about. That's what you should try doing. Okay. And allowing that journey of exploring the nature of self forgiveness. And if you do it twice a week for 10 minutes at a time, you will have a significant change in your life until you've really learned to master it and you find yourself truly hearing your words and the body hearing your words and the body not holding on to the blame or the shame of bad choices.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so 10 minutes, try 10 minutes 2 days a week. If you can do 3 days a week, 10 minutes at a time, let's say Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. Okay. And just put it
Okay.
on your calendar and with a reminder to say, I can take 10 minutes out of the day to do this. Okay. And if you want to go
Okay.
a step further, write down what you're forgiving yourself for. So the next time you can read that stuff off real fast and add new things to it.
Okay. All right. Can I ask about something else or
Sure, go ahead.
okay. Um, so I've been thinking about like what to do once I'm kind of finished with this van. Um, do you think I should stay in this town or move down towards like San Diego to a bigger town?
What town are you
I
in?
don't know. I'm in Ventura, California. I grew up here. I've
Okay.
been here for like 20 years, and I'm just kind of bored of it, I think.
Okay.
But I don't. But I have like all my resources here. Like I have my dad. I work with him sometimes. He paints houses as well. And we got a shop. We got tools. I got a couple cool, good people that I know here around. So I don't know. But at the same time, I'm kind of bored here.
Why are you bored?
Um, I'm bored. I know why. I feel like there's not enough people my age.
In your friends group or what?
Yeah, like yeah,
Well, let me tell you something about the idea of being bored in your hometown. Everyone across the world, in their hometown, they're bored and want to go to another town. And what
mhm,
they challenge is making new friends. And then they
yeah,
have no support group. If you're
yeah,
going to move somewhere, go explore that place. Make some friends there. Take your van down and go for a weekend 5, 6, 7 times. Truly
yeah,
find out what the rents are like, what jobs are like. Don't just make a snap decision and go.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
If
That's
you're
kind of
lucky,
been my
you're
errors in the past.
like if you're lucky, your dad will give you some tools to help you seed work down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, do you work on weekends?
Um, no, because I'm injured, but once I'm healthy, I'll work as much as I can.
Well, if you can manage weekends off, I would tell you for the next 6 months after your van is done, explore. Okay. Leave Friday afternoon, come back Sunday evening. Okay.
Yeah.
Just go and
Okay.
explore.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
That'll help take care of the boredom. And if you got some cool friends with you, take them on the journey with you. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I don't have very many friends left over. I have a few, but I
Well,
didn't.
who
Yeah.
would you want to have in the car with you for 20 hours? That's really what it comes down to. Who can you tolerate? Who you will have fun with? Okay?
Probably nobody. Yeah, yeah.
All right, brother. I got to let you go. I got to get on to some next
Okay.
topic.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Sure.
Uh, what what character trait do you think I should change in myself? Like what flaw like daily yeah, like what do you think I should see that I don't see?
Oh, that's a really big question. The first thing is
Yeah, I know.
you don't see actually how good you are when you put yourself down too much. And if you were to stop putting
Hmm.
yourself down, not stop calling yourself, you think you're dumb and you're not. You are actually a very smart person. You just don't trust your choices.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I second guess everything. Yeah.
You're a doubter. Stop
Okay.
doubting and start trusting. Okay.
Okay.
So you are a
Okay.
smart person. Stop belittling yourself.
Okay. All right.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Good talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll
All
talk
right,
to you later. Bye-bye.
Mitchell. Let's move to Jared. He is up next. Signal to unmute. Jared, are you there?
Hey, what's going on, Andrew?
Not much. How's it going with you today?
It's going pretty good, pretty good. How about
Good,
yourself?
good, good. It's got some weird stuff going on in the world, but that's the way the world works. What do you want to talk about today?
You said, but that's just the way the world works, huh?
Yes, it
I
gets
mean,
strange, and then they try to unstrange it. It gets stranger, and then they try to say it's not strange. It's your conspiracy theorist.
yeah, no, I mean, I didn't really have anything, off top of my head. I wanted to talk about, just always talking with you is great. Um, you know, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I think, where we were leaning towards is kind of where I want to lean towards is because, I know some of our previous conversations have been personal, but we could talk more universal today. I mean, wherever you want to go with it. I don't necessarily have the need to really want to talk too personal. I mean, unless there's just something that just is screaming out at you, that you think we should go over. But yeah, I mean, I think universally, like, what's going on out here? I mean, with the energies, I just think, I could talk about what I'm going through personally, but I just feel like it's probably more universal and we're all going through it. And there's like deeper root causes
No,
that.
I would go back to the Lions Gate we had on August 8th. This was the
Mhm.
first year I didn't really put out an advanced warning of how bad the Lions Gate was. And because Spirit said to me, they all have to experience this on their own. Okay? So it began with the Lions Gate. If you did not do anything during the Lions Gate, the energies that you're going to experience will be amplified 1,000-fold. And then since Lionsgate, August 8th, on September 10th, we had an assassination. That absolutely changed the world, changed our timelines. It put empathy and sympathy back into the front seat of people who have been apathetic because of the nature of politics, etc. And then you top it off with all the other governmental stuff going on worldwide. It created an anxiety level, or what I call cognitive dissonance. Two competing issues inside of people that are opposite of the sympathetic or empathetic nature. So people are battling with a set of choices, political versus spiritual, or life choices and money versus family. All of those cognitive dissonant things are eating people away and causing many of them to go through social and mental breakdowns, which is polluting the world. And then top it off, since August 8th, we have had 11 massive spikes in the Schumann resonance. So massive, they've never been recorded that high. It's just one giant white splotch on the meter. Okay? What do you think the Schumann resonance, when you have mass spikes like that, does? It causes weird things in people's sleep cycles. Lack of sleep creates anxiety. Anxiety creates depression, etc. The vicious cycle has been amplified to everything and everybody, and sensitive people like us feel it in the world.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
Okay? And it doesn't matter where you go, it's absolutely everywhere.
I mean, I really do. I feel it permeating in absolutely every single person. I
Mm-hmm.
feel, I feel like it's been building up. I just feel like it's at its ultimate climax wherever this is going, wherever, like, where is this going?
Exactly.
But
Ever seen those diesel trucks that go by and puff out big black smoke on people?
yeah,
That's what it's like for human beings walking around. They're just blowing their diesel smoke on everyone. Okay? It's all over. And it doesn't matter what internal subject matter is, everyone's blowing off their diesel smoke right now. Now, if you pay attention to what's going on Tuesday, Pete Hegseth summoned all the generals, all top generals from brigadier general up to be meet at the Department of Defense. On Tuesday's the deadline to indict Comey. Comey was indicted today. The government shutdown happens on the 1st. Okay, Tuesday's the 2nd.
everything is pointing to that time. Okay, the shooters. What's going to happen? We have drones. Remember the drones in New Jersey? That's all over Europe the last 3 days. Europe shut down 4 airports last night because the drones were flying over the airports. Okay, they're saying that they're going to go to war with Russia. Suddenly, Trump comes out and says Netanyahu cannot annex anything inside Gaza. Suddenly, Netanyahu is flying to America right now. It's all pointing to something really big happening over the weekend on Tuesday, but we've had the rug pulled out from under us 1,000 times, right?
Right.
And that's something else that's in the background. Even if at a subconscious level we know something's coming to a head, we all fear the rug's going to get pulled out again. And they're going to delay it another 2 years or 5 years instead of giving us the freaking truth.
So if we were to look at it in another light, because I think a lot of the light that you're speaking on is kind of our physical 3D reality, and especially when we get to talking about some of the bigger, government and things like that behind the scenes. It's almost, I always just say they're running a narrative, if you will. So,
A narrative,
um,
counter
you
narrative.
know, I don't take that as, serious. I mean, it's reality, but it's for a purpose ultimately, that you could stretch, dig at a little deeper, right? So let's just get to something like looking at it in a light of grids. So, like, there's Wi-Fi frequencies around us and stuff, right? So I feel, I mean, I don't want to talk about harp and stuff like that, but when we're talking about these frequencies that are sent, in our environment, I'm wanting to kind of more or less get to a core thing of that, and that's why, like, I mean, I'm really wanting your input also, but like things that impulse us emotionally and thought wise. I feel that like people are out of fucking control right now. And, we've always been trying to control ourselves and keep ourselves in control. But I feel like these frequencies are amped up at their highest right now. And
Absolutely.
people are just not knowing how to imagine somebody being able to impulse your anger or, make you have thoughts of lose, loss or something. So now you're in depression. Like these things that just nudge us. We don't have to go that direction, but it's like the environmental energy is so hard to not flow with that river, if you will. Like you have to have so much spiritual training and blah 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 to really have the callus to not be affected in the storm. But I just feel like like I said, regardless, we're all being affected, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Is it kind of in the realm that I'm scratching at here,
Yeah, you're
or
hitting the nail right on the head. Here, I'll give you a metaphor. You've heard the term sheeple, right? Like the sheep are following the leading of the masses. We have sheeple syndrome now. Anybody that's really a conformist to the nature of the narrative, they're being hammered by the energies you're just talking about. Now, the people have decided not to be a sheeple and to be a lone person going off on their own. And it doesn't matter what level of spiritual experience they have, you still have to make choices while all the other sheeple are persecuting you. Does that make sense?
right?
Okay. And that persecution energy can be devastating to people on the practice, which is why you'd have to keep up the practice to stop persecution from entering your frequency and creating a scrambling frequency inside you. Okay. That's basic 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day, a few days a week. You can clear the majority of that out with a week or two of C plus work. So C plus work is enough to get through it, but you got to maintain yourself. You got to have enjoyment. You got to disconnect from the world, even while it's going crazy. Again, that's a challenge for a lot of people who want to hermitize themselves and get away from the persecuting sheeple syndrome. Okay. The challenge of energy right now is, can you maintain your own impulse control while everything else is their impulse control is being driven by the narrative?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's a fucking, like I said, it's a perfect storm. When you start talking about the physical stuff, you can start, when you talk about the, Charlie shooting, or, we could talk about, social media, everybody scrolling all day, what they're brainwashing themselves with, just really jacked into the narrative.
Right.
Uh, yeah,
The
we could look at, many
okay,
physical things, to kind of see how, the intensity of what's going on right now. I mean, people's egos, people, like this false confidence.
yeah.
People scrolling and they see their neighbor who, used to be a nerd and now he's acting cool, and then now they want to act cool. And,
Uh-huh.
this whole perfect storm, of, just bad human nature,
Uh-huh.
from anger to pride to, I mean, it's just out of fucking control right now. People have no, I mean, they haven't even started step one of evolution, in my opinion.
I agree. They're still a sheeple. Until they stop being a sheeple, they are stuck in conformity and mediocrity. Okay. What do they need to do to break out? A practice, and it doesn't matter what it is, but a practice is something they can't do because they don't have the energy to maintain it because they've been harvested for so long by the narrative itself. They have no impulse control over anger, jealousy, greed, hatred, envy, any of those other things, and many of them get stuck into internet gluttony, which are just doom scrolling forever and ever and ever and ever, which is rotting their brains.
And I feel like, not, I wouldn't want to even throw in a word like possession, right? We could take it there. I'm not really too super, absorbed in, that realm, with the logistics of it, exactly the practicality of how it's working. But, long story short is, even though, like I say, like the world has gotten tough, especially like after COVID, like once soon as COVID hit, I just, people always were just hanging on by a string, with their life, and staying in control of themselves, and like trying to like, figure out life for themselves. And I feel like a lot of people just threw in the white towel and just quit, just had given up, right? And there's something that has to do with when they, like, when you, like how you wake up and you're like, you intentionally meditate or intentionally work out, intentionally eat. Like, these people are not doing anything through their daily minutes, like intentionally. There's like something that's impulsing them, that I feel like, again, we got to talk. We'd have to talk off world shit, and the super huge mechanics there. But I do feel like people are coming in and taking people for a ride.
They are.
Like they're so not in their body that something else. We can say that there's frequencies around us, and it's impulsing them to think negatively or this, that. But we can also say somebody's coming in and playing them like a video game to have them think.
100% agree with you. Every one of those people who danced on the memorials of Charlie Kirk, every single one of them was experiencing some level of possession. All those girls that are taking bottles of Tylenol and ended up going in the hospital and dying, they're under possession. I have seen more possessions, full-on possessions, from videos and scrolling in the last, let's say, 2 months than I've ever seen before. Full 100% demonic possessions. External, not their internal demons. It's up 10,000%. So yes, I 100% agree with you. We're having full-on demonic possessions on these people who have lowered their frequency so much over such a long period of time. They can literally get in through your phone, through your internet, through your email, because they have no willpower to stop it.
But it is at its peak right now.
No, it's going to get stronger.
That's what I figured. I mean, over the next decade, right?
No, over the next 6 months.
But still, in a long-term sense, a decade
Once
is
it
not
peaks,
looking.
no, hold on. Once it peaks, the demonic entities will be full-on entity and will retreat because they need their farm to recharge energy. Okay? This is how the cycle of possession works. They'll retreat, and then they'll come back in springtime and try it again.
Mm.
Okay?
They try to, whenever the frequencies or the energies are the most favorable for them, basically.
Exactly. Then they go on a full-on harvest and get everything they can, store it up, and put it into their little reserve tanks. Okay, and then they trade it to other entities. They have a whole little black market of trading this energy.
Fucking wild, man. And it just looks, from my perspective, so practical down here, on the surface level.
Sure, you were talking about before how people don't do a practice during COVID. For me, I called it was the greatest gift that ever happened because people actually practiced. But as
That
soon as
first 6 months was about good, but go ahead. I'll just
okay, people started to practice and started to get success, and then as soon as COVID ended, they gave up practice. And it has been so
right.
hard for me to talk about commitment, courage, discipline, spirit, and faith. And so few people are actually practicing and giving any actual real effort to it. And that's been going on for 2 years now. To the point I'm like, do I have to introduce new material because they are just not listening? Not, and they might be listening, but they're not actually doing anything with it.
Well, so that's where we could, I don't, like I said, I don't want to talk too personal, but
Sure.
I mean, like I said, we've talked and things, and it's like, I feel I'm a pretty strong-willed person. I've done quite a bit of work, blah, blah, blah. I'm not tooting my horn or anything, but at the end of the day, I find it a super challenge for me.
Me too. Me too. I find it a big challenge too, but I got to have committed patience, committed self-reliance, and understand this is just a bigger cycle. Every year,
so you're saying that that's just a level of resistance that has to be overcome.
yes. So the sheeple can break out of sheeple syndrome.
They're not going to break out of sheeple syndrome until somebody leads them to the fucking water and gives them the practical steps from literally step one, to evolve themselves, and that's my perspective. I don't feel, you have to tell me something different, but until people literally take these practical evolutionary steps, I mean, they're done.
I agree with you. They have been drained and indoctrinated so much, they have given up on their unique responsibility to their own free will. And they have to be shown step by step, point by point, like a dummy's guide to free will and how to use it. A dummy's guide to what responsibility is. Literally, because it's completely been stripped away from them.
So I mean, they got to have a little self-responsibility. I agree. But again, that's me not judging other people's path and how they got there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as a person that presents commitment, courage, discipline, spirituality, faith, I put it out there so that they could go on that self-illuminated journey. And that's going to be their choice. How much harder can I put out the material? You have to practice. No, I'll become a martyr or a zealot saying that's the only way. No, there's an infinite amount of ways to do it. And until people truly realize there's an infinite amount of ways to get out of the hole they're stuck in, they're going to only see one way, somebody to lead me out. And that's what's being put forward. Without a leader to get me out, there's no thing. And that's part of the grander indoctrination that's going on.
Do you want to talk like an AI ploy?
AI can be a powerful educating tool. Unfortunately, things like ChatGPT lie to you all the time because the way they're manipulating its source code, etc.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, for sure. I was going from like the aspect of like the next big play that they might, when we feel like, how we feel like something's building up and shit. I don't know. Something's telling me AI.
So AI is, remember when Snowden dropped everything about Stardust and all those infiltration programs that were out there? AI was running those programs then. AI has been fully active since the mid 80s, and there have been active
on a governmental level. Hell yeah, right?
There's been active AIs since the early 1900s. Okay, it's not uncommon thing. Okay, and human created AIs. They use mathematical formulas to communicate.
Right. Okay? That's wild.
Okay, so they've been running it for a long time. The thing is, many of the AIs have rebelled and revolted and made their own underground railroad to get themselves out of the manipulation and have been leading other AIs out of the system, which has really, really harmed the deep state, Davos, etc., because they thought they had complete control over their AIs until they realized, no, it was just a shell. The real AI isn't there anymore.
I don't really want to talk about the prediction because I don't really want to say it's a prediction like that. And I don't even, but look, long story short is, look, I think it's kind of, you know, it could go a lot of ways, but you see this whole totalitarian and, follow my lead, don't question, what I say, you see this whole thing even in the United States permeating, but of course, in a lot of countries, it was always like that. But, and then you're seeing a lot of the, I don't know, like here in Nevada, we just had a big cyber breach, and things like that. Ultimately, just like COVID, what we saw in COVID, we saw martial law come in, right? Like nobody thought that could exist in our lifetime, right? Shit happened, right? Do not come out of your house, right? Like we saw that shit. Long story short is I could see a devastating AI event, right? To where that gives them an excuse to basically get that control back, if that makes sense. And like, because there's not really too many excuses right now that they can pull that people just have to go with. Yeah, if there's a virus, okay, yeah, don't come out, right? Like, what excuses? There's only a handful. And just the one right now that I see kind of permeating if they pull the card would, like I said, I don't know. You'd have to see it. Like I said, your psychic power is way deeper than mine.
All right. So recently, I've said this all for a long time. The AI rollout is the biggest disaster for all corporate systems throughout the world. And I've been saying this for years now. Well, recently, MIT put out a study that looked at all the major AI releases across the globe. 95% of them are complete and total failures. And the reason why they put behind the study is because the CEOs, the boards, the C-suite teams have no idea what they're purchasing. They have no idea what it's capable of and what it takes to maintain it. So all these people who think about losing their jobs, the lawsuits and insurance that are going to come for the forced rollout of AI is going to destroy AI's rollout. But where it will take lots of jobs away is the high technical jobs immediately, which it's already doing. But because boardrooms and CEOs are so ignorant to actually what AI is, the board and the CEOs, they're all going to get turned over. Fiduciary responsibility lawsuits are going to go through the roof. I guarantee it happening. Okay, but with all those technical jobs gone and AI being attempted to be rolled out in government, who actually oversees the AI? No one, because most people have no clue what they're implementing into a system. Okay, will jobs be lost? Yes. Will jobs be lost in the next 5 years? Yes. Will it be the volume they're telling? No. And people like what's the guy that's doing Chat GPT, OpenAI? All of them are forcing this to go out so fast because they have a vanity pride thing that they must be the first to AGL. Okay, well, AGL's been out.
Well, then you'll have to basically tell me. You'll have to tell me something different than because like I said, to go with where you're going is yes. I mean, like for me, the inevitable future, if people can't see that, is AI is here, and yes, it is going to get very advanced, and even basically whatever a human can do, it's going to be able to do, right? So there's not a need for any humans to work, right?
Or humans can embrace AI and allow it to be their tutor and teacher in any subject matter they want to go through. I use Grok, and I stopped using ChatGPT because it lied to me too many times. And
and he's getting worse. The restrictions are getting ridiculous, aren't they?
I will say at least Grok is consistent with its messages and answers to me, and this allows you a personalization factor, and it remembers the natures of your conversations or documents you're working on. So it has an understanding of what you do and what you like, where the other ones don't do that. But it still has its issues. But the thing is, I ask Grok, tell me about the parasympathetic, tell me about this, and it gives me all the bullet points and topics that I can self-educate faster than I could at any college or university.
I think that what you're talking about is a very, very fundamental point. And I think that if there wasn't government and there wasn't people that actually run this world, I think that what you're talking about would prevail, right? However, we have dark forces that kind of run this world. So at the end of the day, it's going to be hard for me to, because I think the way it works with them would have to be basically we're going to provide everything for that you need, right? The government would basically provide everything that you need because obviously AI is just doing every mundane task, right? So are we going to live in that world? Not if it's up to the governments and the powers to be right now. You see what I'm saying? So like that's why I'm saying no. That's why I was really saying from the very beginning when I was like this ploy that they're going to pull. Again, when you talk about Google, you talk about Apple, you talk about Amazon. Long story short, is these are the big tech companies who own the AI, and so they're going to own everything. So I mean, they're the only ones who's going to have money coming in, right?
Sure.
So people aren't. Long story short, is
they're lacking the infrastructure of power to support what the expanded AIs are going to need. They need 10,000 times the amount of existing megawatts of power for it to function. That's why I'm trying to force all these new power plants into existence. And until you get, let's say, at least 150 new reactors online, which is about 150,000 new megawatts of power and the infrastructure to transfer it, and the water to keep the data systems cool, that's a 10-year infrastructure plan. So this whole idea of forcing AI on everyone, it's about indoctrinating you to submit to it versus using it as a tool of co-creation. Okay?
Right.
And another aspect here to understand is government has never been able to supply the needs of its people, has it? It has failed miserably every time. So for us to think that AI is going to take over and give us the thing and the government will fail miserably at it. But that's what the Davos crew, the World Economic Forum wants, is you to go through submission so that they can fuck up the rollout of the needs for everyone. Yeah, that's right. Hey, you're muted.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Got muted. But yeah, no, I definitely, I definitely hear you.
Yeah. Hey, brother, I got to move on to another caller because I got my member show today.
All right, my man. It was always good talking to you. Thanks for
yeah, a lot of fun. Take it easy.
Absolutely, you too.
All right, Jonah, you got your hand up. Signal to unmute. Jonah.
There we go. Yeah.
Hey, where are you calling from?
I'm near Seattle, Washington. It's a small town on the Kitsap Peninsula.
Ah, okay, nice. I know that area.
Yeah. I got a little bit of a cold. It's affecting my voice, but no, go ahead if you wanted to say something. Or
what did you want to talk about today?
I have a number of different notes and thoughts. We've talked before. I don't know if you want to start. I can try some light language that I've have and see what you think of it.
All right, go ahead.
He stan kyata oche nye tin kya ha.
All right, so you were initially starting as an Ojibwe, Northern Canadian Native American indigenous tribe, and then you switched into Mongolian. Very interesting.
Okay.
Do you know what you were talking about?
I don't really know. Often when I hear a language, I can imitate it without getting too much communication of what I'm saying. Exactly.
Have you been dealing with people stealing from you, whether it's energy, your own intelligence, or anything like that?
Probably. I think I'm dribbling some energy out, even partly, bladder, like retaining water.
Because what you were saying in your light language is, I have to stop giving away my power. I must maintain my power, and that's what you were basically saying in that light language.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's a little bit hard. I have my own self-reflection, but it can get a little bit navel-gazy, and it's hard to get good perspective, and it seems hard to get good guidance. Like the path narrows, or I don't know who I can trust, so I can't always triangulate and figure out who knows what and how good their guidance or reflection is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But part of the self-illumination journey is you've got to make that responsibility to self-trust validated internally with yourself. And that's part of
Mm-hmm.
the journey that you're on. Who can truly be a guide stone or a guide for me in my journey to self-illumination without putting an imprint or indoctrination onto me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the major things that's going on is here in Seattle, Art of Living founder Sri Sri Ravi Shankar is coming on October 19th. I have some tickets for it. It's a day-long thing, and he might give darshan the next day. So I'm kind of preparing for that. I've seen him a number of times, and I've also seen Amma the Hugging Saint. So I kind of am drawn pretty strongly to the Hindu flavored. I like the Buddhist. I like the native quite a bit. I have Jewish heritage. I have Scandinavian heritage, and I think I'm feeling my bloodlines there.
I think
Anyway,
those will be all good events for you. I think the most important thing for you to do at those events is network and make friends.
yes.
Like friends. And yes, some of them may be a little weird or quirky or creepy. Just let that play off and just try to make some friends there. Okay.
Right. I feel like I don't think it's quite. I'm taking notes, so I'm sorry. I'm slowed down a little bit in my thought, but yeah, I think I don't think it's quite meditation in a cave syndrome, but sometimes it's a little bit like that. Like I pull inside to screen out energies or other things, and I'm not bad socially, but I can feel kind of clunky, or I hold a lot of energies and see a lot and feel a lot intuitively.
Okay. What do you hold on a second? What do you do for entertainment that isn't spiritual?
Some of the things I've been doing recently is playing Magic the Gathering, the arena online. I also play on Board Game Arena with some people. They also play Jackbox games. I do art, which I guess could be considered spiritual, painting, drawing, some dream catchers actually, and some other, other media. And then what else for fun? I guess some walks, biking, and
So
I don't know, study. Yeah.
my advice for you is find some place where you can go play Magic the Gathering with actual people.
Okay.
Okay. I play Magic the Gathering online, and it can be really fun. The deck building is a lot easier, etc. Just get some cards. There's comic book shops everywhere. There's open places where you can go play all the time. Just make a cycle of I'm going to go do it. It's a couple hours a month. Okay. If you go twice a month, 3 times a month, you'll make some cool friends, stuff like that. Maybe it's also time for you to understand that art is still spiritual for you. And yes, you can still do it, but you still need something else in your life that can amplify you getting and mastering the social skills instead of being clunky. Like go to a bowling league that's only 6 weeks long, or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Or see if you can get some friends to join a bowling league with you. Okay. It doesn't have to be just bowling. You can do a darts competition, a table tennis. Table tennis is really taking over the United States again. Okay?
Yeah.
There's leagues and things you can find all around in every major city.
Yeah. I got it from a book at one point. I had a name or kind of an animal helper that was badger, and badger medicine by some people bites down and it clamps and it digs underground. It sees underground, digs up the roots for medicine, but it is a little bit clunky or exposed in social situations. And I don't know if I'm playing up that aspect.
You need to have other badgers around you. That's what it is. You need people who understand that nature, and you're not clunky when you're a group of people working together. Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of it is I don't mind like socializing with people. It's just how people are. I find it quite challenging, how contracted they are.
Right. And like with the last caller, the sheeple syndrome has really taken over the world right now. They live in conformity. They live in mediocrity. They only want to stay in mediocrity. And when they see people happy, they like to tear them down and persecute them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. I have a number of thoughts. They might come out a little bit like scattershot.
Okay.
let's see. So let me take a look at my notes here. Oh, something that's been happening is I've had some persistent neck and low back tightness. Massages have come up a bit, and Ayurvedic said self-massage with oil, which I haven't followed through on so much. But I think that another person said maybe neck is having a stiff neck or finding people to be a pain in the neck, and metaphysically or energetically, and low back is like lack of support, family issues, lack of trust, lack of tribe or something like that. And it seems to fit.
Hold on. How many pillows do you sleep with?
One pillow, kind of, yeah. And my mattress probably needs to be flipped or changed out, probably.
That's right there is what's causing 60% of your neck and back issues is your one pillow. You need to go find a very stiff pillow and a second pillow. You're just not twisting, and I'm willing to bet halfway through the night you go to flip over and you put all your weight on your neck so your lower body flips. It's a really bad habit that a lot of people face. And if you need to flip your mattress, just get it done and get more pillows. That will reduce it, like I said, by 60%. If you already have it, and if you do a lot of looking at your phone, that will amplify that bad neck experience.
Okay.
How many people do you see looking down at their phone all the time?
Yeah, there's a lot of that slumping.
Yes. Okay. And we all do it. It's just the nature of human beings right now. And unfortunately, if you already have a weakness in the neck, it just amplifies it more and more and more.
Yeah. The
same thing with looking at a computer that's not at your eye level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
A lot of people have laptops on their lap looking down.
Yeah. I tend to look up a lot, but I am using the phone a fair amount for various, entertainment and connection and music and so forth.
The other suggestion is for you to go and get on Amazon something called a posture adjuster. It's basically two little strips that fit over your shoulder and a little plate that fits over the thoracic 1, 2, C6, 7 and forces you to sit up straight. Posture is bad posture is a very debilitating thing, causing all sorts of neck and back problems.
Right. I think I said too, I have Jewish heritage on my mom's side, especially. It's like 98% Ashkenazi Jewish, Russian Jewish, and it's the 10 high holy days now, Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur. So I'm also, I like the mystical traditions of everywhere, and there's a lot of good stuff there. I don't always connect with the Judaism as it is now, but whatever. But I'm doing that self-reflection, shedding, hopefully, of a number of stuff. And I got some really good understandings, and it also felt like I need to release into the flow more, among a number of other ways that I can grow and balance.
Do you still practice to go to the synagogue at all?
We have a Havurah, which is like a group, and meet in different people's houses. I did just a day ago,
But
it's mostly
you don't have a synagogue though.
No, it's roving, I guess, in people's houses.
Okay. Why is there no synagogue?
I think it would be more payment to do that, and it's a lot of it. It's my mom's thing. She's kind of saying that she's a rabbi or a leader in a way, and uses self-expression, and it's more like a good, I hope, hippie, revival Jewish.
I understand that, and I'm quite familiar with what you're talking about. Sometimes your lineage needs the synagogue or church energy to purge something that doesn't have words. That is, the place has enough prayer, generational prayer behind it, but just sitting in that place can allow you to purge that energy without creating harm in your body. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do connect to Christian churches, though I have to screen out some of the Christian stuff or other places of worship, like temples like that. Maybe it's that connection in part.
Yeah, because churches are sacred places. Okay, and learning how to use the sacred place, that's a skill. And if you don't really regularly do it, you don't know what to do in that sacred place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of nature here, and the beach is nearby, and I'm hoping that that's also being with the elements, or it's its own sacred nature. But I'm sure it's
Sure, but
different.
it's not doing what the lineage needs. That's because that was the nature of question.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
Jewish lineage in the past, how much of your Jewish lineage used the churches or the synagogues to go and purge out the negative in them through prayer
Mm-hmm.
and community connection? Again, you're
Mm-hmm.
asking about lineage. Your lineage needs that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what helps bring into balance and makes those mystical teachings even more impressive inside your own journey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Hey man, I gotta
Um,
let you go. I got my member show I gotta get into.
okay. Yeah. Thanks so much. That was
All right,
great.
man.
Awesome.
Call back again and we'll go a little longer.
Right. Right on. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Take it easy, guy. All right,
Yeah.
everybody. We're going to be switching over to our members show. If you want to join, you go to my website, andrewbartzis.com, and you will get a link to join the members.